If you're not failing, you're not pushing your limits. And if you're not pushing your limits, you're not maximizing your potential. Listening to uninformed people is worse than having no answers at all. It is far more common for people to allow ego to stand in the way of learning. Choose your habits well. Habit is probably the most powerful tool in your brain's toolbox. Every time you confront something painful, you are at a potentially important juncture in your life. You have the opportunity to choose healthy and painful truth, or unhealthy but comfortable delusion. Truth, more precisely, an accurate understanding of reality, is the essential foundation for producing good outcomes. To make money in the markets, you have to think independently and be humble. If you can't successfully do something, don't think you can tell others how it should be done. The most important thing is that you develop your own principles and ideally write them down, especially if you are working with others. There are two main drivers of asset class returns: inflation and growth. Success comes from knowing what you don't know, more than coming from what you do know. I learned that if you work hard and creatively, you can have just about anything you want, but not everything you want. Maturity is the ability to reject good alternatives in order to pursue even better ones. The happiest people discover their own nature and match their life to it. Look for people who have lots of great questions. Smart people are the ones who ask the most thoughtful questions, as opposed to thinking they have all the answers. Great questions are a much better indicator of future success than great answers. It's more important to do big things well than to do the small things perfectly. The greatest gift you can give someone is the power to be successful. Giving people the opportunity to struggle, rather than giving them the things they are struggling for, will make them stronger. Remember that in great partnerships, consideration and generosity are more important than money. To be effective, you must not let your need to be right be more important than your need to find out what's true. If you are too proud of what you know or of how good you are at something, you will learn less, make inferior decisions, and fall short of your potential. Time is like a river that carries us forward into encounters with reality that require us to make decisions. We can't stop our movement down this river, and we can't avoid those encounters. We can only approach them in the best possible way. Principles are fundamental truths that serve as the foundations for behavior that gets you what you want out of life. They can be applied again and again in similar situations to help you achieve your goals. Thoughtful disagreement is not a battle. Its goal is not to convince the other party that he or she is wrong and you are right, but to find out what is true and what to do about it. When a problem occurs, conduct the discussion at two levels. 1. The machine level, or why that outcome was produced. 2. The case at hand level, or what to do about it. What you will be will depend on the perspective you have. Having nothing to hide relieves stress and builds trust. Never say anything about someone that you wouldn't say to them directly, and don't try people without accusing them to their faces. Find the most believable people possible who disagree with you and try to understand their reasoning. Having open-minded conversations with believable people who disagree with you is the quickest way to get an education and to increase your probability of being right. Every leader must decide between getting rid of liked but incapable people to achieve their goals and keeping the nice but incapable people and not achieving their goals. Whether or not you can make these hard decisions is the strongest determinant of your own success. If you can think for yourself, while being open-minded in a clear-headed way to find out what is best for you to do, and if you can summon up the courage to do it, you will make the most of your life. Beneficial change begins when you can acknowledge and even embrace your weaknesses. Any damn fool can make it complex. It takes a genius to make it simple. If you don't look on yourself and think, "Wow, how stupid I was a year ago," then you must not have learned much in the last year. Don't just pay attention to your job. Pay attention to how your job will be done if you are no longer around. Recognize that having an effective idea meritocracy requires that you understand the merit of each person's ideas. To be good, something must operate consistently with the laws of reality and contribute to the evolution of the whole. That is what is most rewarded. Remember that weaknesses don't matter if you find solutions.